United make it through to the semi-final of the Europa League thanks to a goal from Edinson Cavani and an own goal by one of the Granada players. I have to get that. I know his name, but it doesn't matter anyway. United through. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares? United through to the Europa League semi-final. It wasn't vintage by any means. It was another boring performance at Old Trafford. Really left a lot to be desired, but we got the job done. And in these competitions, that's all that matters really. Getting through to the next round is all that matters, and we did that. And we're facing Roma in the semi-final. Roma are going to be a handful. I have to say, they're going to be a handful. They're a team which are a little bit top-heavy. Most of their decent players are going forward. Dzeko, Mkhitaryan. They've got a few of these guys. That could hurt us. But realistically, we should still get the job done in that one. But in the end of the day, we got the job done. It wasn't the best of performances. It wasn't the best of games, really. I mean, if you were a neutral watching that, I can only apologise. For what was an absolute ball fest, really. Matthew's joined as well. Thanks for joining. Thanks for letting me know about the typo in the title. I do realise that I said John instead of Jobs. Appreciate that. And Connor's joined as well. Yank talking Spanish says, as much as his family comments annoy me, I love Cavani and he's been good. He has. And I'll tell you what, he took his goal well today. I think that's his 50th European goal as well. So he has that European pedigree. That's why we bought him, to score goals like that, finish off the tie, and really, after he scored that goal in the 6th minute, it was never in doubt that United were going to be going to play Roma in the semi-final of the Europa League. And I'm happy we got that goal, and I was crying out for an early goal in our preview, and we got it, 6 minutes in. I actually, incidentally, didn't actually watch the game. I only watched the game up until, I only watched after half-time, really, because I was out during that portion of the game. So I only actually saw the second half, and in the second half, I mean, I'm not sure if it was the same for the whole first half. I'm yet to kind of watch the whole game back. But what it seemed like is that we were a bit pedestrian. Our quality in the final third was lacking. But it was for Granada as well. Granada were the exact same. Their lack of quality in the final third showed through. I think that we all knew going into this game they didn't really have any sort of quality. So, that sort of lack of quality they had, showed through in the end. And, we got the result, and in some ways you could argue if we were playing a better side, they would have taken advantage of some of the chances that Granada had this evening, because they had a few decent opportunities. Herrera for Granada had a few headers from close range that didn't take. They had some chances to make this tie really interesting, but fortunately for us, they didn't take any of them. And again, I think it's a little bit of a lesson for them. I think you can create as many chances as you want, but in European competitions, especially knockout competitions, you've got to take them. And, we took most of our good chances over the two legs, really. We didn't create too many clear-cut opportunities, but when we got them, we took them, and that's the main thing, and that's what you need to do. And I'm happy as Larry. Listen, we're through to the semi-finals. Yes, we haven't been playing very well, but, we got through, and by hook or by crook, we are in the semi-final, a 5th semi-final under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but he needs to make this one count. I do fear for him if we don't go through to the final on this one. I just think Roma is a massive opportunity. I don't think they're as good as Sevilla were last season. I think they've got some decent players, don't get me wrong, they've got some decent players, but there's no way, in my opinion, that they're as good as Sevilla were last season. So it's a massive opportunity. And also, because last season it was only one game, it was a one-off game in the semi-final, this really changed it. It's a two-legged tie. We can go away from home, get away goals. Obviously Roma can do the same, but we can do that. So I think we were in very, very good chance of getting through. This is probably the best chance we have out of any potential semi-final we've had under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer of getting through. So I'm hoping we can follow that in. Owen says, Shutty says, thanks for joining, Owen. Appreciate it. Always good to have your input. So yeah, listen. That kind of threw me off guard. I mean, in some ways it's Owen, so it doesn't really throw me off guard. It's kind of expected at this point. But yeah, in the end of the day, we got the job done. Cavani scored his goal. Really nice volley, actually, with his left foot. And then the own goal was just, it was inexplicable. It was inexplicable, own goal. I didn't really understand how it happened. I mean, maybe when the ball came in from Telles, Mata kind of hid the ball maybe, or the defender thought that Mata was going to go for the ball, but he ended up not going for it. I don't really know how it ended up in the back of the net. But Vallejo for Granada won't be happy with it at all. But I thought he actually defended pretty well throughout the whole game. I actually thought that Granada were pretty decent in terms of their defence throughout the whole tie over the two legs. But as I said, if you don't take your chances, you're not going to win. And, they didn't. And, it's their first European campaign. To get to the quarterfinals of the Europa League is not a bad feat. And also, the fact they've got the worst defensive record in La Liga, and to get to the quarterfinals, you got to say fair play. You got to take your hat off to them. I'm not going to take the hat off, but you got to take your hat off to them. But I'm sure they'll come back stronger at some point. Maybe not next season, because I don't think they're going to make Europe, but maybe another season. But they had a good run. They had a good run, and I don't want to be patronising. And maybe I do come across a little bit patronising. That's not my intention. But they had a good run. They had a good run. And we go through to semi-final. Arsenal also go through as well. So there's still that potential of a United-Arsenal final. Can you believe that? I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. If that happens, I will be hiding behind the sofa for most of it. Because that is one of those finals where it would break the internet, that final. It would break the internet. But the loser, oh my days, the loser is going to be suffering for weeks. And probably even years. Years, we're talking, These sort of games really do, stay with the fans for a long, long time, especially the United-Arsenal rivalry. So if we do get Arsenal in the final, if we get to the final, well, that is, of course, then it'd be a very, very tasty game. It'd be a brilliant game for the neutral, but it'd be a very, very tasty game indeed. I'm hoping that Villarreal can knock Arsenal out. But Villarreal seem like a decent team as well, especially under Europa League specialist Unai Emery. But I just want to see Ole lift a trophy so bad. I want to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lift that trophy aloft, because there's so many doubters out there. And listen, I still think he needs to win a trophy. He does. But I want to see him succeed. I so want to see him lift that trophy with Harry Maguire as captain. Just be a beautiful sight, a sight for sore eyes, that would be. But it's still 3 more games potentially we need to get over if we are to win the competition. And we know that, even when you're favourites for these games can be very, very difficult. Even under Jose Mourinho, when we were clear favourites for the Europa League, we played Celta Vigo in the semi-final, and that wasn't easy. That really wasn't easy. I know we got the away goal 1-0 lead in Celta Vigo, and then we came back 1-2-1 in the end, and it looked quite comfortable. But actually, if it wasn't for a John Guidetti miss kick in the last second of the game, we would have been out. They would have beaten us. So again, the Europa League is not a foregone conclusion whatsoever. So that's something that we need to be wary of. But at the end of the day, we're in good stead. We're in good stead right now. We're playing fairly decent football. I mean, good enough football, I guess. We're not putting on any sort of vintage performances, but we are getting the job done. And in the Europa League, that's what you need to do. So, I mean, I haven't got much else to say about the game. There wasn't much incident, really. Ole, in terms of his subs, I thought they made them all right. I mean, I would have liked to have seen Diallo start, and I said this. I said this on Rich's stream. I wanted to see, Diallo start, and he didn't start. And, I just feel like Ole could have started him. He could have started Van der Beek as well. Van der Beek came on because Pogba went off because he got a yellow card, and so Ole decided to take him off, which I think is a clever decision. It's something which we've seen Ole not do in the past and come back to haunt him. So it's good to see that he has learned from that. But yeah, for me, Van der Beek only coming on at half time is a little bit scandalous. I would have started him in this game. But other than that, uninspiring performance really, but we got the job done. And if we're going to do that to the end of the season and win every game and with an uninspiring performance, I won't be too bothered. But I will look for better football next season, because it does get a bit wearing on you as a fan to see the same game play out in front of your eyes over and over again. It does get a bit wearing, but if we get the results at this end of the season, I'm not too bothered. But as I said, it's not going to be a long stream tonight. I'm going to end it here. Not much to talk about really. A 2-0 win. Got the job done in the end. We go through to the semi-final. We play Roma. We play the first game at Old Trafford as well. So that is an interesting dynamic. Something which we haven't done in the Europa League knockout stages so far this season. Let me know your thoughts on the game as a whole in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new around here. Thank you very much for watching this short video, I guess. Not even a live stream really, a video. But make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. And I will see you for the Burnley preview. Until then, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in a bit. Cheers.